Hello and welcome to a new video on my channel. Today we're doing the Digimon partners of the characters from Ed, Edd, and Eddy. Ed, Edd, and Eddy is an animated television series created by Danny Antonucci for Cartoon Network. The series revolves around three friends named Ed with two D's called Double D to avoid confusion, and Eddy, collectively known as the Eds. They live in a suburban cul-de-sac in the fictional town of Peach Creek along with fellow neighborhood children Kevin, Naz, Sarah, Jimmy, Rolf, Johnny, and the Eds' female adversaries, the Kenka sisters, Lee, Mary, and May. Under the unofficial leadership of Eddy, the trio frequently invents schemes to make money from their peers to purchase their favorite candy, Jawbreakers. Their plans usually fail, leaving them in various, often humiliating and painful predicaments.
You bet your sweet Bippy I did!
Why am I doing this? Thought it would be fun, especially since these two series are close to my heart. First things first, the leader of the Eds, Eddy. Since he is greedy, I would give him the Zenimon partner that would then digivolve into Ganemon. After that, his Digimon partner would digivolve into Dark Superstarmon, since there have been times where Eddy wanted to be the center of the attention, but would resort to tricks and lying rather than using an actual talent. And finally, we have the ultimate level, which would be Justimon. I chose Justimon because in the movie Ed and Eddy Big Picture Show, Eddy finally tells the truth about his attempts to be cool.
I made it all up, Double D. Everything about my brother was a lie. I just made things up so people would like me, think I was cool. But boy, was I wrong. Scam my brother, this. When am I gonna learn, Double D?
I think you just have, Eddy.
And I believe that this moment justifies Dark Superstarmon turning into Justimon, an actually cool Digimon that could show how Eddy himself has evolved. Next up we have the brains of the group, Double D. Since Double D is a bit more scrawny, I figured that his partner could be Patamon, a little friend-shaped Digimon who isn't too violent. That Patamon would then digivolve into Centaurmon, since Double D's answer to a problem is usually building stuff, so I imagine that he would basically upgrade his Digimon to evolve further. After that, Centaurmon would digivolve into Datamon, since Double D is so much into science, I thought it would be natural for him to have a scientist kind of Digimon partner. And finally, Datamon would digivolve into Fujinmon, a sleek cyborg Digimon showing how effective and organized Double D is. That is at least my opinion. Another good choice would probably be Machindramon, since Double D uses various things to build something greater, and Machindramon is built from multiple components belonging to various cyborg Digimon, but I figured that this particular Digimon is too violent for Double D. Again, just my opinion. Although I guess Raidenmon could also work. And next up we have the lovable dumb muscle of the group, Ed. For him I decided to go with Chumon first, since Ed isn't exactly clean. He even had a piece of rotten cheese in his pocket in one episode, so yeah, I think it fits.
Don't make me laugh. All that's in here is my lucky cheese chunk.
Oh my lord!
Say hello to Double D, Sheldon.
That's disgusting, Ed!
No, that's Sheldon. He's lived in my pocket for 57 days now.
This Chumon would then digivolve into Deltamon, because of Ed's passion for monster movies. And because he's a monster with 3 heads. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be able to decide which kind of monster he likes more, so that's why he has multiple heads. This reasoning continues with Deltamon digivolving into Chimeramon. Again, big monster with various monster parts. As for the final evolution stage, I will go with Titanmon. Titanmon was chosen because according to the Digimon reference book, he can summon an undead legion of souls to do battle, so this gives Ed the excuse that he has multiple monsters by his side. Titanmon is also built almost like a barbarian, which could be a reference to the Halloween special where Ed himself dressed up as a barbarian. Next up we have the cul-de-sac kids. Let's start with Johnny 2x4. The weird kid in the neighborhood. For him, I decided to go full monkey, with Koremon being the child level that would then digivolve into Targetmon, followed by Etemon and Metal Etemon. The reasoning for this line is that Johnny is the weird kid who gets his head stuck in tree branches.
Johnny, not again!
So this partner could help him get out. He also seems to have bad taste in music, as seen in the episode where Ed practices the violin. This could be a nice reference to Etemon being a singer who isn't quite liked by some Digimon. There is also the fact that Johnny also goes by his superhero name Melonhead, and superheroes are usually muscular, kinda like Metal Etemon. I know it sounds like weak reasoning, but then again, this is a video about Ed and Eddy having Digimon partners. After this, we have Jimmy, the scrawny kid of the neighborhood. Okay, buddy, here's your Commandmon. Have fun on the front line. Jokes aside, his partner would be Tsukaimon. That choice is made due to Jimmy being quite frail and devious. It may not look like it, but Jimmy is also a scammer due to Eddy training him in one episode. An episode whose title I don't know because everything is an Ed pun that's hard to remember. The next evolution would be Numemon to reflect how weak Jimmy is, and while he's not happy at first, he will be when it digivolves into Monzaimon, who is a giant teddy bear. After this we have Shinmonzaimon, who continues the childlike innocence while maintaining a hint that he is a little devious. That was for Jimmy. Now let's move on to the Ed's spoiled and short-tempered youngest sister, Sarah. Due to her anger and habit of threatening to tattle Ed to their mom, I decided to go with Goblimon, a Digimon that usually likes to fight in a group rather than alone and prone to other dirty tactics. This Goblimon would digivolve into Kinkakumon, who is a female-looking Digimon that would beat you to death. She also falls in love easily, which can be seen as a reference to Sarah, who fell in love with Double D after getting one random flower.
Look what your stupid friend Eddie did! Excuse me. Is that a baby blue gym sock? It's beautiful.
Come on, Double D!
Here, you keep it. Double D and me were meant to be. Whee!
And yet she would still beat him up because of guilt by association. Go figures. Kinkakumon would digivolve into Lady Devimon to show that Sarah has some female-like traits and some devious traits as well. Then Titanmon for ultimate level, a reference to her being Ed's sister, and of course Titanmon is a brute. Now we move on to the son of the shepherd. Rolf and his partner will be Hyokomon, a little bird Digimon which can reference the chicken that Rolf takes care of. Next evolution is Goatmon, as a reference to Victor, his goat. Although you could have Sheepmon instead of a goat, but in the series Rolf doesn't have sheep in the cul-de-sac, so I myself am sticking with the goat. Next up we have Lamortmon, which references the strength Rolf has when he gets angry. And finally we have Digimon, who I believe would make a good shepherd, and Rolf had moments where he acted a little wise, like the episodes where Eddy had a giant zit on his head. Next up, Kevin, the #1 Ed hater. Since he loves tinkering with his bike, I figured we can give him Hagurumon, basically a partner Digimon that would help him tinker with his bike, and then he would digivolve into Machmon for some high-speed fun. Afterwards, if they need to beat up the Eds, he can digivolve into Rebellimon, and finally to Heavy Leomon. What I like about this line is that every stage keeps some kind of wheel or technology that can keep the wheels going. The next girl of the neighborhood is Naz, who I'm going to give a simple line. Palmon to Togemon to Lilymon to Rosemon. Naz just doesn't have much going on personality-wise. She's just a friendly girl who almost everybody swoons over her. There isn't much to work here. In fact, she probably has less going on than Mimi from Digimon Adventure. And finally, the menaces that are the Kenka sisters. This might be a cop-out, but I feel like these sisters are so in tune they would end up with the same partners. So I'll go with Junkmon as a reference to their trailer park they live in and the conditions they are exposed to. This Digimon would then digivolve to Kinkakumon, similar reason to Sarah, but they force themselves to the edge much harder. Kinkakumon would then turn into Arukenimon to further show how vile they are, and finally into Venomyotismon as a reference to how menacing they are when they get serious.
What's their problem?
It's a canker hissy fit!
And that was the video. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know which characters would you like to see get new Digimon partners. It can be anything. The Justice League, some whole life VTubers, anything you want. Until next time, chill out.